Hi friends, thanks so much for joining me again today. In this video, we are going to be doing a pen test / review as I continue my search for my latest favorite pen. When I posted these pens on Instagram, once I shared how much I love them, I had lots of questions around these containers. So these are from the Container Store, and they have a magnet on the back because I can place them on my Rasco cart where I keep all of my tools. And I just added a little sticker, which unfortunately the shop for this sticker, Lily Henry, is no longer open, but I had this sticker there and I thought that it would be perfect. Pen Addict. Another tool that I'm super excited about, it is this storage caddy. It is from Lots of Style, and I will go ahead and link this down in the description section below as well. But I tend to want to keep everything together. Just like I like to have one planner where everything is together, I like to have all of my go-to tools together. So I have some of my other favorite pens, so like the Energels, my Pilot V5 and V7, my Pilot Precise, and then some of the Uniballs are here too, and some of the additional tools like the puncher. I have my slice tool, some rulers. I also have just a dry erase marker, so if I use a permanent marker on my dashboards, I can use that as well. And one of the cool things about this is that it actually comes apart. Here we go. So it comes apart, so I can keep sticky notes on the bottom, or it has this opening here so you can put like a roll of stickers. I know that they sell some of those like at Michael's, so you can put a roll of stickers and just take them out that way. And I just put it like this. It comes in all white, and I just added a little washi tape. This is from Erin Condren, and then this sticker is also from Lily Henry, which is no longer open as I mentioned, but I added this just for some extra decorations. You can do whatever you would like to make it a decor. So I do have a coupon code for you if you're interested in checking this one out. It is Saray30. I will go ahead and put it in the description section, just with all of the details if you're interested in grabbing yourself one of these. So I love it. I've been using it for a couple of weeks now, and I love it so much. Okay, so I am going to be testing out 3 types of pens. We're going to be testing out the Tool pen, and we're going to be testing out the Energels as well as the Pilot Precise. But I have various sizes in all 3 of those. So let's go ahead and start with, I think, my favorite, which will be the Tool pens. And we'll start with the bold version. Okay, these are absolutely awesome. I love the way that they look. They're so rich and so inky. I love the bold, and I think I wouldn't use the bold for everyday writing. I usually go for the 0.7, but this would be great for maybe calling out a header, or if you wanted to, you know, just highlight something a little bit more, or even when I draw the lines around the appointments. Let me go ahead and show you. So for example, just here, I draw the lines around the appointment, so I can use maybe the bold ink in order to call it out a little bit more. And these are definitely comparable to the Papermate. I really like that. Next, I'm going to try the medium point, which is the 0.7. They come in the same colors, just in the different point size. Okay, so this is the medium point. I found that there were a couple that did skip. So it was the light green and the teal, which are two great colors. But what I do is because I experienced this with the Papermate Energels as well, is when I find that they start to scratch, I slow down my writing a little bit just to allow the flow of the ink, and I just turn it and play around with the side of the point that I'm using when I'm writing, and usually that fixes the problem. And this is particularly characteristic, I guess, if that's even a word, of the brand new pens. So, and obviously you just have to use them and test them out, especially like the color pens I don't use a ton. So I try to give them some maintenance by maybe doing a test every once in a while just to keep the ink flowing. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so far my go-to everyday pen is definitely the 0.7. It's just bold enough, but not too bold, and just bright enough so that I can really see it stand out from the page. Last tool pens that I'll test out are the fine version. Now these come in colorful as well. However, they are not in every single color, just a few selected colors that came in this packet. These are the 0.5. All right, so that is the tool fine point. I prefer the medium just because the colors are a little richer and the red here is not as bright. But these are great if you are struggling with the amount of space that you have to write, or if you have to write really small, then these would be my go-to pens. But I like to have the 0.5 just in case. Sometimes I like to switch them around a little bit. And they're going to feel a little bit more scratchy than the medium. The medium sort of glide through the page, where these give you a little bit more friction just because the point is just so much smaller. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and try out the Precise. This is a roller ball type of pen, and there comes in two sizes, so the 7 and the 5. I have these in other colors because this one was actually my go-to pen before I switched to Papermate. This was my favorite pen, and it still is a pretty favorite of mine. So the tool, it's a great replacement for Papermate ink joys because it dries up pretty fast. These don't dry as fast, so you have to give it a little bit more time. So this one is the 0.7. One thing that I'd say, because I'm always struggling whether I want to write with a 0.5 or a 0.7, is if you have your handwriting is on the larger side, then I recommend a 0.7 because the 0.5 I think would tend to skip a little bit more because just your range of the letters is more versus if you have a smaller handwriting, if you use a medium, then the ink sort of just blends in together and it just becomes a big mess. So I guess you want to use the point of the pen depending on the size of your handwriting. I'd say that I have sort of like a medium size handwriting. It's not too big, not too small, so that's why I use the medium. It's sort of like, you know, writing with a marker. You wouldn't get a marker to write on a notebook with everyday handwriting because it just would be too big. So you just have to pick the size according to what you're writing on and the size of your handwriting. Okay, so next I'm going to try the Energel Pentel. This is a Pentel brand pen, and it comes in a number of different colors as well. So I'm going to go ahead and try these out too. All right, so the colors are pretty comparable to the Tool brand, except this lime green, this one is a little bit darker than this color is. And I think the color in the Energel, I actually prefer the red in the Energel better than on the Tool pen. But it does feel about the same. I find it a little bit more scratchy in the medium point in the Energel than I do on the Tool pen. But it's very minor and not a big deal. And then the last one, these are all black pens. It is the bold version of the Energel. So I'm just going to go ahead and just try one. Yep, feels the same, pretty similar to the Tool. And these are also pretty fast drying pens, so you don't have to wait around a lot to wait for them to dry. Okay, just a few more things that I'll share that are my preference for these pens, some of sort of the features that I really like. So some of the things that I really like about the Energel versus the Tool pen is that I like that the Energel has the point that the pen is on the top. So if I am storing my pen like this, I can just see the point on the top and I don't have to like pull it out to see which one it is. Of course, I can always label the container, but I like that on the top. And that was actually one thing that I noticed on the Sharpie pens that I really liked, but we all know how that ended up. And then the Tool has it down here. But you can just keep them in separate containers as well. The other thing that I like about the Energel, even better than the Sharpie pen too, is that it has a thicker barrel. The Sharpie was a little too thin for me. It felt sort of like a pencil. This one I just feel like I have a better grip, and it also has this comfort grip too. I also like this one. So sizing wise, these two feel about the same. So all in all, I think my go-to pen every day will be the Tool Medium. I'll definitely be having my Energels as a close backup, as well as my rolling balls whenever I do feel like using those. But this will probably be my go-to pen from now on. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that if you do end up trying these pens, that you love them just as much as I do. I know that there have been so many folks that had recommended it to me when I was doing my search, and they also love them too. So I have found the one my soul loves. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, I will see you next time.